trying to help you learn how to build your internal conviction, how to build your faith, how to build your belief in God, to help you to overpower these forces that are coming up against you. Because the enemy knows if I could get you to run, you'll never be a winner. If I can get you to avoid the problem, you will never overcome it. If I can get you to become blind to what's really happening, you'd never see the need to fix it. David said, this same God, he's going to do the same thing for me. After going through his discourse, Saul is now convinced that this young man, who he didn't know, really had something in him to offer the people of Israel. My brothers, my sisters, hear me in the Lord's church today. Never allow people's opinion to dictate what you believe from what you don't believe. David teaches us that lesson. So David now goes on a little further. After he shows Saul what he's about to do, he now gets to the place now where Saul wants to get involved with what is taking place. So now Saul says in verse 37, go and the Lord be with you. In other words, he says, I now believe that you are ready to handle Goliath. Not that David was looking for any affirmation, but he says, you can now go. But look at verse 38. And Saul armed David with his armor. If you believe that God is with me and that God is going to give me the power to do what I need to get done, why do you feel as if you still have to make a deposit into my life? Church, you got to be careful of people who say with their mouth they believe you are anointed. You got to be careful with people who try to join in with you with their mouth, but internally they're really not convinced that you are who you say you are. Y'all ain't saying nothing here. Why you think Saul said, come and put this on? He made it appear as if, I believe you, man of God. You are a man of faith. Watch those phone calls. People who tell you, go after your spouse. Don't let up. And then on the next line they call you and say, hey, I got someone over here, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You hook up? Let's get something sorted for you. Be careful. All right? And if you're not strong, the word that God gave you will become nullified. I hear him in the house today. And so David, he put on Saul's armor. He almost believed what Saul was saying. And David said, I can't go with these. Something wrong with this. This don't feel like this anointed. Something don't feel, let me tell you something. If something don't feel right, what someone tell you to do, for God's sake, have the strength to say no. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Stop trying to make everybody feel as if they're on your smart. Not if it ain't working, but drop it. God never instructed you. You see how our faith is challenged? One moment, mighty. Next moment, what's going on? It's the same David now. Who deal with the lion? Who deal with the bear? Now he getting dressed in a fleshly armor.
My God.
What are you doing? Look at David and I said, what are you doing? got to be careful. Yes, sir. Right? We got to be careful. But what's David caught himself? David said, I can't go with this. He had enough strength to tell his elder, to tell his leader, this ain't God. This what I got on. I ain't feeling this. I have not proved them. And David put them off. Let me tell you something. Your greatest test of faith is when you are at the strongest point. Let me say that again. Your greatest test of faith is when you are your strongest in your faith. How stronger could David have been at this point in his life? But that shows you that great faith attracts great trials. I heard me in the house today. Great faith. Some of you don't even know what size your faith is. Look at your situation. And that's a revelation of where your faith is at. Folks who ain't got nothing going on, check their faith. But those of us who've been dealing with God and been going through the flood and been going through the fire, our faith is. Are you hearing me in the house? Let's go a little further. Let's see if we can make some sense out of this. David now says, I can't deal with this. Let me do this thing God's way. I want to help you as I kind of try to bring this home today, is to understand how faith works. David teaches us that he went, picked up 5 stones out of the brook and put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand. And he drew near to the Philistine. Verse 41. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him. And I've been reading this scripture over and over and over. And for the first time I saw where David, as he approached Goliath, Goliath had an armor bearer in front of him. Now if I am 4 feet 2 and you can't really see where I'm at, and you coming up against me, you're supposed to be 9 feet 9, weighing 500 pounds. All right? Your armor is heavier than me. And now you have an armor bearer that's walking with you towards little me. What's the revelation here? Even the devil knows what kind of power you have on the inside of you. Some of you don't know that the devil sees you as someone big, so he knows he can't come by himself. That's why he sends demons and imps to come over your life. But I've got something news for him. If you're so big and you're so better than me, why you didn't come by yourself? You coming back up. You ain't playing fair. The devil is a dirty player. But I thank God that if God before you, who can be against you? I thank God that greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Let me tell you something. One Christian got enough power to fight a legion of demons. Y'all ain't looking at me. What happened when Jesus came into the town of the Gadarenes? One man, legion of demons. When Jesus showed revelation of this, you will realize there's no need to run. Look at the book. I'm getting to the end. Look at the book. Look at the book. He came with an armor bearer. And the devil is so cunning. He sent the armor bearer before him. He said, you can take some of this for me. Think I fool? Only Christians ain't got no sense, you know. Devil got plenty sense. He said, you go for it right there. And the armor went before him. So when David went to approach Goliath, he was not only dealing with Goliath, dealing with Goliath and his armor bearer. Watch this. Let's go a little further. We're going to come down to the end in a minute. Verse 42. And when the Philistines looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of fair countenance. And the Philistines said unto David, am I a dog, that thou comest to me with sticks or staves? And the Philistine, what did he do? Cursed David by what? By his what? I told you earlier, this was not a fight against flesh and blood. When Goliath first came, all he said was in verse 11, I defy the armies of Israel. But David had spiritual insight to see that this ain't but no army of Israel, this was the army of the living God. Now, wow, isn't the Lord good? I know some of you are at the edge of your seat waiting for more. I'm so sorry we're out of time. I pray and hope that something said in this broadcast was indeed a blessing to your life. If you desire to get a full copy of the CD, just call the church's office at 362-1173 and we'll be sure to give you a copy of the full commandment number 7, which is in our series, the 10 Commandments for Making Quality Decisions. I would like to take this time to personally invite you to be my special guest here at Life Changes Ministries International, which is located on Bacardi Road in the beautiful island of New Providence. Our service times is on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. and at 10:30 a.m. as well as we have our midweek service, which is held on Wednesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. If you don't have a church home and you want a place where you can be fed, you can grow, and you can be nurtured in the things of the Lord, consider Life Changes Ministries International. This is a great place to be, a place of worship, a place of family atmosphere, a place where you can grow in your walk with the Lord. And so until we meet again, I am the senior pastor of Life Changes Ministries International, Apostle Valentino Williams. May the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you. Until we meet again, God bless you.
Thank you so much for tuning into the program Hope for Today. If you would like a copy of this message in its entirety or need special prayers, please feel free to contact the church's office Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 362-1173. If you would wish to send us a prayer request or just tell us what this program means to you, you can email us at lifechangesministries_intl@yahoo.com. If you desire, please feel free to join us in our Sunday morning worship services. Service times are 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Our midweek service is held on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. God bless.